So, guys, let's talk about what I got going on here. Okay, so I've heard a lot of y'all asking about, well, what do I do with potatoes? Okay, this is how you grow potatoes. Now, I'm just reading off what's on the bag. Okay, you can go to your local Tractor Supply and you want to get what's called seed potatoes. Okay, now you can do this with the potatoes that you buy in the store if they're organic potatoes. So what you want to do is you want to let them get these are what they call eyes. These little branches coming off of the potato here, these are what they call eyes, okay? And what you do is you cut them so that they're 1 to 2 inch wide, okay? And you let them sit for a couple days until this skin right here develops a callus. Okay, so once you see this one's turning color, once it develops a callus, you let it sit for another day. See how I'm getting sun from the door, okay? So it's in the light. It's going to develop a callus, all right? And then that's when you plant them, okay? And you want to plant them about, now let's see what it says here. You want about 4 inches wide and 6 to 8 inches deep, okay? And then once they get about, I'd say about 3 or 4 inches up above, I normally wait until they're about like this, okay? When they're about that tall, right, I cover them all the way up until just the very top. I mean, the very top of the plant is above the ground. And then I let them, and then I let them grow some more. And then I'll do that every time they get 6 to 8 inches tall. I'll do that again. And then once I get about a 5-gallon bucket deep, I'll just let them grow. Okay, so I do that, and what I use for that, now you can use containers, you can use 5-gallon buckets, but as you can see out there, those are my potato barrels, okay? Those right there are my potato barrels. That's what I use for my potatoes, all right? Now, the reason I do it that way is because I can up my potatoes, all right? So I literally do a lot of potatoes. All right, I do a lot of potatoes. I do a lot of sugar. I do a lot of with my blueberry trees, I do a lot of like blueberry jams and strawberry jams, and so I do a lot of jams. So that box right there, that's sitting right there, that's my sugar for fall. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in containers today and put that up. That's so I can have, see, I'm thinking ahead already to fall. All right. That's the sugar I need to do my jellies for winter. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in some containers and seal that up with and put that on my shelf in my long-term storage. And that way I'll have it when it comes time for me to make my jellies and jams and stuff. And yeah, that's what I got going on today. Okay. I really, really suggest that you do this. This is really simple. Okay. What I do is normally I put 4 potatoes per one of those big barrels. If you're using a 5-gallon bucket, be sure that you put holes in the bottom of the bucket because potatoes like well-drained soil. And be sure that you put like a 2x4 underneath the bucket to keep the bucket up off the ground. So you want to keep the bucket about this far off about that far off the ground. Okay, so the water will drain out. And you want to put about oh, I'd say 6 to 8 inches of soil in the bottom before you put the first potato. So you drill your holes around the bottom, okay? You put 6 to 8 inches of soil in the bottom. Put your potatoes. If you're using a 5-gallon bucket, I would only put 2. I would only put 2 of these, okay? Because the potato's going to grow big. And the more potatoes you put in a bucket, is less, is less room for you to have actual potatoes, and the more likely you're just going to have greens come out of the bucket. Okay, so you want to give the potatoes plenty of room to root out. Okay, so make sure you don't over put in potatoes in your container that you're planning on planting your potatoes in. Now, I also have Rubbermaid totes that I use. I got the big Rubbermaid totes. I've got holes drilled in the bottom and around the sides, okay? And I use those. And I normally, for those big totes, I normally only put 3 potatoes. So I'll put 3 of these, and I've got 4 of those totes out there. And this might not be enough potatoes. I'll see once I get, because I've got to take all that old dirt out of my barrels, and then I've got to I've got to re-put my 6 to 8 inches of soil, add a little bit more fertilizer in there, because obviously it's been sitting all winter, so a lot of the nutrients have drained down out of the soil, so I need to add some nutrients in there. I've got about 3 inches of leaves on top of the soil, so I'll take that. Once I take the soil out of the container, I'll take that and stir that up into the soil and put it back, 6 to 8 inches, and then plant my potatoes. You need to do this, okay? I'm telling you, you need to do this. This is a real simple thing to do. And potatoes are a real easy crop to grow. You can grow potatoes on a balcony. If that's all you have is a balcony, 1 5-gallon bucket, you can grow 15 pounds of potatoes, depending on the variety, okay? But you can grow quite a few potatoes in a 5-gallon bucket. And it's real easy to do. There are multiple channels out there that on YouTube and Rumble and online on the web that will teach you how deep to put your soil, what kind of soil potatoes like, how often you should water, etc., ad nauseum. Okay? I'm just telling you, this is what I'm doing, and I work anywhere from 12 to 14 hours a day, every day, Monday through Friday. So take that for what it's worth, guys. Now, you can can potatoes. You can use potatoes dry as they are. I happen to like to make my potato surprise, which is like a casserole. I like to have that for breakfast. I don't eat that every morning for breakfast, obviously, because, you want to vary your food, because you get tired of the same thing every day. If all you're eating is rice and beans, you're going to get very, very sick of rice and beans. If all you're eating is ramen, you're going to get very, very sick of ramen. I mean, let's be honest here, okay? So this is an easy way to do it, guys. You can even do this in an apartment, okay? As long as you have a window where that bucket can get sunlight on it, you can do this inside in a bucket, okay? Just make sure that if you do it inside, that you use something like what I'm using here underneath my seed trays. You see that tray right there? That's a tray, so if I overfill the water on these, it doesn't go all over my floor. It stays in that tray, okay? I do that with these too, see? You see how I got this little tray here? This is so if I overwater, the water goes in the tray and it doesn't go all over my floor. So you really, really want to do that. As you notice, I do this with everything, okay? My potato trays here, you know, I have a tray here. This just makes it easier, okay? This just makes it easier to take it out and plant them. Makes it, because I can stack them on top of each other. It makes it easier to clean up once it's done, because all I got to do is throw it in the sink and wash it out, and we're good to go. So yeah, I think you can do this, guys. I really do. This is not hard to do. This is really cheap to do. And as you can tell, I do have over here, I do have potatoes there that I might take some of these potatoes out and do the same thing with. I haven't decided yet. I just haven't decided yet what I'm going to do yet. But that's all I have for you guys today. And let me know what you think. And with that, I'm going to let y'all go. Peace.